Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm a housewife story, and you can call me Lindsay. And today we're going to be talking housewives. There's been a lot going on this week. We have the Real Housewives of New Jersey making its premiere in several weeks, but surely filling the streets of Instagram with so many comments, so many posts. Melissa Gorga really taking a beating in the press. A lot of things coming to light. A lot of fans and people that we haven't seen or heard from in years, i.e., i.e., Jacqueline, who are coming forward with statements that are not in favor of Melissa Gorga. And it seems to be one after the other after the other. And so there's a couple of things that I want to bring to light for you guys and talk about really briefly, and then we can move on. But I just wanted to touch base on this because I wouldn't have understood this if somebody hadn't explained it to me first. So before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn your notifications on. It's super important. This is going to be a short video though. Like I said, guys, it's just a couple of things that's been going on Instagram and Twitter. And I know that I have subscribers that aren't always on all of those platforms. So I want to reach out and give you guys what I'm seeing. Okay. Let's get started. I love Pepsi. Okay. So, first of all, this week we've had Melissa Gorga get exposed on a couple of things. Just to recap, we've had Jan from like season 3 come out, not speak very well of Melissa. We've had let me see here. We've had Jan come out. She's also from way back. And then we had Jacqueline, and she has made statements. And then she also did a podcast on the Real Housewives of New Jersey podcast. And they asked her a lot of questions about her time with Melissa and her time with Teresa. And afterwards, a lot of people were trying to call Jacqueline thirsty. They were saying it on Twitter. This is Jacqueline Laurita, by the way, whom we're speaking about. And so I wanted to remind you guys, just like I reminded them, Jacqueline isn't thirsty, guys. Actually, she's living all the way in like Vegas out west. She was actually invited back to do the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, and sadly, she had declined because she didn't have the kind of care for her son that she would need to take a trip to, doing a Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So therefore, she had to decline, and she's declined other invitations as well because her son needs 24-hour care, and she just doesn't have that type of help right now. And I think it really contests to the type of woman that Jacqueline is as well, because there's a lot of women who sit by the phone and they would come running if Bravo called them, and they would just bring in a random nanny for a week. They wouldn't care. So we have to give Jacqueline some kudos for really being a dedicated mother and making sure that, she is going above and beyond for her children. So she's not thirsty, guys. What she is she's a housewife who was wrapped up in the mix of all of this drama in this family of Teresa and Joe. And if you guys listen to the Namaste podcast today, which I would suggest that you do, since we're talking New Jersey, it is Teresa's podcast. I know that some people who are not fans of Teresa don't necessarily want to listen to her podcast. Completely understand, but you really get a lot of backstory. And if you haven't watched The Real Housewives of New Jersey from the beginning and you don't have time to go back to do that, then I think that sometimes the more context that you have of the old days of New Jersey, the better you'll have an understanding of the dysfunctional dynamic between Teresa and Melissa. And talking to Jacqueline is a really great start, because Jacqueline and Teresa were really great friends before they ever started the show. And I've told if you guys are new to this channel, you may not know that, but I've told that to my subscribers in other videos plenty of times. They worked at a place, it was before Kaufman's. And actually, Krista with Reality T was the one who named the actual name of the location and the name of the company. And I cannot remember what she said it was, but it was the company before Kaufman's. Okay. And Kaufman's eventually become Macy's. And Jacqueline had her cosmetology license, and that's what she did. And Dina did makeup. And I think that Teresa was a buyer. I'm not exactly sure. Regardless, the story has always went that they all worked together. I think that originally Teresa and Dina were good friends. Dina said she kind of helped put the cast together, but she always talked about when she first met Teresa and how all Teresa's daughters had like bows on their hairs and ruffles, and she thought they were so adorable. And she, couldn't believe how well Teresa, made sure all of her daughters were dressed and looked, because it's difficult when you have lots of children to keep clothed and clean and hair bows and barrettes and so on. And so Dina really liked that, I think, and that eventually brought them all together and put them all together on the show. Because again, guys, you have to remember this was a long time ago before we really were familiar with the franchises. And so we had a whole family of Jacqueline and her sister-in-law Dina and her sister-in-law Caroline. Now again, Caroline didn't hang out with Dina, Jacqueline, and Teresa. So she was somewhat of um an older an older mentor, maybe stepping into the group of the younger ladies, right? Now, Jacqueline makes the comments. She says, that she really felt like Melissa, when she said that Melissa was good at lying, she was trying to get everyone to understand that it wasn't about Melissa having a nose job. It was never about Melissa having a nose job. It was about the fact that Melissa had had like 3 or 4 nose jobs. And when asked about it by Andy Cohen on different instances, she lied with no problem, with a straight face. And so Jacqueline always remembered that as like this woman can lie straight faced and have no problem doing it. And she can do it over and over and over. And so Jacqueline reiterated that that was really her point about the whole nose job. It wasn't to out her about the nose job. They've all had work done. She doesn't care. It was about the fact that whenever she's asked about it, and Andy Cohen, she lies so well. Like she's a good liar. That's what Jacqueline wants us to understand from that specific. And then, of course, she also tells us that that Melissa was really putting stuff in her ear about Teresa and making her feel paranoid about their relationship. And, Teresa talks about this on her Namaste podcast. And she says, her and Jacqueline and their husbands and families did everything together when they were little, okay, like before the show, and then several years into filming the show. And I think you could really tell that, because that's what really made New Jersey authentic, was the relationships. And so in case you guys didn't hear the comments, I'll just go over them with you really quickly. The comment was from the Love Gabriella account. I'm sorry, the Love Gabriella. And she was the one that actually reached out to Jacqueline. I think I did go over these with you, but I'll just read them quickly if not. She says, it's a long shot for me to even ask you to answer. And she says, "Hi, Jacqueline. Not sure if you will answer this or not. It's a shot in the dark, but do you think Melissa's a liar?" And so she didn't, it wasn't like a conversation. It wasn't like Jacqueline was trying to come out here and, say anything. Like, she was asked about it and all she did was answer it. She didn't come out and comment just willy-nilly on someone's comment. Somebody asked her, and so she answered it. And she's like, well, let's just say that she was really good at lying. And that's when she goes on to say that she feels like Melissa really put things in her head. Melissa and Joe were in my ear, manipulating me and telling me secrets about Teresa, things Teresa had said about me behind my back. And then she goes on to say, any thoughts on Melissa's friendship with Caroline Manzo? And that was one of my favorite replies of Jacqueline, because she says, I think they are friendly acquaintances. Melissa has always used to say Caroline was too old and boring for the show. That made me laugh. And it did make me think of Melissa. So anyways, guys, on the Namaste podcast, Teresa kind of talks about Jacqueline and what their relationship was like before the show, on the show. All of that's in there. And so that's really super interesting. And then also Melissa Pfeaster really gives us a heartfelt podcast, because she talks a little bit about some of how she got out to California. And she actually kind of breaks down and talks about some domestic violence that she endured from a previous partner. And so it was really authentic. It was really touching. I love hearing about Melissa Pfeaster's past, and I really like her. I really like her and Teresa together. I think they have a really great dynamic. Teresa's sort of nurturing to her in a way that we haven't seen before, because Melissa Pfeaster has like 2 little kids. She has a whole another podcast called Side Piece, killing it. She's been interviewing Taylor Armstrong. She had Kyle Richards' daughters. I mean, she's definitely killing it, but it was really great to kind of hear her vulnerable and talk about some of the things that she's endured, because she's obviously a very kind and humble person, but we don't know why, and so it gave us a little bit of a background. I did post some of that on my Instagram. Other than that, there hasn't been a whole lot else going on in New Jersey except for this one last thing. If you guys have paid attention to my Instagram, or you're on my Instagram, there is something circulating again from the Love, Love, Love Gabriella account. And it is a photo of Melissa. And basically what we have here, guys, we have an account that's called, it's like Leafy_New Jersey. Okay. Let me make sure that's right. It's LEFKES_New Jersey. Okay. This account re-shared a photo of Melissa and her cousin. Okay. And the photo was from like a Real Housewives of New Jersey account. Just a basic Real Housewives of New Jersey account. So let's just call the account, because I can't, I mean, it's like a weird name. This like LEFKES. Let's just call this account L, okay? So account L posts this photo of Melissa from the Real Housewives of New Jersey fan page, okay? And the L account says, "Love this," with a heart, okay? Thanks for the tag. And then tags the L account. So why would you, if hypothetically this was your account, you are the L account, and you share a photo of Melissa Gorga, why would it say, "Love this, thank you for the tag"? The same account. That doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody do that? Unless if they were running that account and Melissa posted it thinking that it was her personal account. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So Melissa was running this L account, and she posted a photo of herself from a Real Housewives of New Jersey Instagram. And on the L account, which is the fake account, she puts, "Love this, thank you for the tag," and tags the L account, because she's thinking she's on her own Instagram reposting a photo of herself. But she's not. She's on a fake account that she created, and she mixed them up. And that's what happened. And somebody had enough sense to screen grab it. So that's what's happening here, guys. This L account, this LELFES_New Jersey, is Melissa. And she posted a photo of her and her cousin, said, "Love this," and then tagged the fake account. Thinking that she was on her personal account, not realizing she was actually logged into the fake account. So we have that fake account. I mean, that's 100%. There's no other explanation for that. You guys can check out my Instagram if you want to look at it further. But we have that account. We know that the allegedly Rachel Fuda, she allegedly has, she told us without telling us, she had a fake Instagram account. And then there was another one, I think, that turned up to be fake. I cannot remember what it was, but it ended up being a fake account, and it looked like it was run by Marge and Jackie. But we know of at least 2 to 3 for sure fake accounts that have been started and circulated and exposed, sadly. But yeah, guys, I want to know your thoughts on New Jersey. Are you guys getting excited? Are you going to listen to the podcast? It's called Namaste, bitches, and it is on, everywhere that you can find podcasts. iHeart, isn't it iHeart? And I don't know. I have an Apple phone, so it's right there on my phone. But I don't understand why, like, some of the YouTubers that do like video, like Tamara and Teddy, why I can't see them. Like it plays like a recording on my iPhone, but it doesn't show like the actual audio. It's weird. But regardless, the podcast was really great this week, and you guys should check it out and let me know what you're thinking and if you're going to be watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Have a good day, guys. Bye.